I'm in my backyard right now, and look at this lightning. This has been going on for a solid 20-30 minutes non-stop. So I decided to come on here live just to see if anybody's awake right now watching this. Look at this. It's crazy, and there's no thunderclaps. So I don't know what's going on right now with this. It's all spooky. I mean, you can hear a little bit of thunder rumbling, but not hardly anything else going on. This is wild. Look at this. Look at this. Amazing. Wow. And do you hear that? There's hardly any thunder. Whoa. Wow. Luckily, I'm in the middle of a field. Please, God, don't strike me with lightning. Oh, there's the rumble. Oh, wow. My hair's not standing up just yet. Wow. Oh my gosh, Lord Jesus, please be with us. Look at this. We were in Scandinavia. I'd say Thor was pissed about something. But as it is now, we're in Waverly, Minnesota. Look at this, yeah. It certainly looks like the plasma apocalypse, Calyx. It certainly looks like it. Thanks for showing up, man. I mean, it's crazy. This is what you imagine in one of these disaster movies before something bad happens. Jenny's inside playing a video game. And, I mean, we've had such crazy weather this past week. It's been raining. It's been all week. We haven't had really any days of sunshine. Today was the clearest day of all. I mean, we've had a tornado warning last week. I mean, yesterday was clear, I guess, but it's so soggy and wet out here. Look at all this. Yeah, share this around, guys. Look, it's just going on live right now. Central Minnesota plasma apocalypse going down. Look at this. Look, all over. And what's blowing my mind is how quiet it is. Listen, you can hear the crickets. Oh, he shut up when I said that. Shy. Guess he don't want to be on YouTube. Wow. Look at this, guys. You hear it thundering? Whoa. Look at this. Hey, good to see you guys. Wow. Cliff K, Gabby and Mateo, good to see you guys. Oh, we're in Waverly. We're about 45 minutes west of the cities. Well, that's Minneapolis, 45 minutes west of Minneapolis. It's a hometown of Vice President Hubert H. Humphreys. My son goes to Hubert H. Humphreys Elementary School. Wow. Yeah. This is what our town's known for. It's population 1,900 people. Jenny and I bought this house a year ago exactly. And this was an open field back then. There was nothing. This whole neighborhood is less than a year old. Across the way there is an existing neighborhood. But this is pretty wild. I mean, I was worried we were gonna have these crazy weather patterns hit the Midwest since they've been broadcasting, and they added recently Minnesota to Tornado Alley. I don't know if you guys knew this, but Tornado Alley is where, you know, all the tornadoes happen at. And I thought it went all the way up through North America, the center corridor, but apparently not. Until just recently. Last year they passed it for insurance reasons and stuff. And I told Jenny at the time, that's my wife, that I'm pretty sure they're gonna start sending tornadoes our way. Now, I know how that sounds. Yeah, I know how that sounds. Weather modification is something people don't like, you know, it's scary. to think that man can do this to the skies. Now, while we can't necessarily do this, we can do other things. Now, I mean, for all I know, this is us. We can shoot frequencies out through the sky. And like today, all day I was telling Jenny, it looked just like sand dunes, except they're clouds. You know, that same ripple pattern going everywhere. I mean, look at it. Look at how it's doing right now. Non-stop. I'm pretty sure lightning struck over there twice just now. Look, 3, 4, 5 times. So I guess Mythbusters, eat your heart out. No, lightning does strike the same place twice. I mean, think of it, guys. Woo! Some people get struck by lightning more than once. There was a guy, Danny and Brinkley. He used to call into the old Art Bell show back in the day. And he got struck by lightning 3 times. And you know, it brought him closer to Christ. And that just goes to show, you know, God can strike down some people with lightning, and, you know, and it be a punishment, and other people it be a blessing. Look over there at all those clouds. My gosh. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Look at that big old thick wall of clouds. That looks like a twisterish to me, doesn't it, you? And we had some weird planes flying around yesterday as well. They were, it honestly looked like a circle of light in the sky. And then only once I stopped and I put on my flashers and I pulled my phone out, did it appear to start moving again. Now, it went off in this direction. It flew northwest. And, you know, there's really nothing out that way from where it was located at. Wow, look at... Wow. What is Nader Juice? WX guy. 10-4. Yeah, this is really scary. So guys, I have had my channel for a while now. I'm just now started to put stuff out regularly, and this is my first live that I've done that's gonna be public and remain public. Hopefully it won't be my last if I get struck down in a blaze of glory. Thank you, Mark Hill, for showing up, buddy. Gabby and Mateo, Ollie Skate, Seeking Wisdom Coaching, and Calix. Thank you guys. Look at this. I mean, it's not letting up. Whoa. And I beheld Satan fall from the heavens like lightning. Did you guys know that Barack Obama's name means fell like lightning? Listen to that. Even the heavens can affirm it. Yeah, that's a funny fact. Purple is the color of royalty. And do you know what happens when you mix red and blue together? You get purple. Isn't it funny that our two-party system, that we did away with kings and queens, right? You know, we don't have kings and queens, but yet somehow, if you take that royal purple and you separate it out into 2 different colors, it's red and blue. And who's fighting now every day? Red and blue, red and blue. What propaganda are they pushing every day? Trying to put out Civil War movies, promote civil disrest. Not all of us want the same thing. Whoa. Not all of us want the same things, folks, and that's okay. We don't always have to agree on everything all the time. But that doesn't mean we have to kill each other or to hate each other. Variety is the spice of life. Love your brother and sister. Even if they disagree with you. I couldn't agree with my sister to save our lives when we were growing up. Couldn't do it. We just fought like cats and dogs. We couldn't get along. And I love her. I love her to this day. Oh, here comes the rain. So far, I've been lucky, guys. It's been dry. But I just felt the first drop. It might turn off. If it does, I'm going to have to end the stream and go in. But like I was saying, the red versus blue is a false dichotomy. They give you two different choices to choose from when both of them are equally poisonous. Now, granted, Republican tastes a lot better. I mean, and conservative Republican is the best taste in falsehood of all. But it's still a falsehood because Christ is king. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the light. If you seek him first, all these other things will be added unto you. Everything else, your family, everything will fall into line. That's just the secret to happiness, is letting go of these things that you call your possessions. They're possessions because they have possessed your very soul. They keep you anchored down. They're like once a man loses all his possessions, he can truly be free. Because then you're at the bottom. You're with nothing left between you and God. There's no obstacles. Because that's what these possessions are, obstacles. And you know the old saying, it's easier for a rich man to go through. It's easier for a camel to go to the eye of a needle than for a rich man to go to heaven. Now, a lot of people get that messed up and they think it's a literal eye of a needle, but it isn't. There was in Israel, in Jerusalem, one of the gates to get into the city. I'm not sure which one. I think it was the southern gate. It was called colloquially amongst the people as the eye of the needle. The reason they called it that is because in order to get their camels through, they had to put their camels down and they had to go through on their knees. They had to crawl through on their knees and take off all the stuff, all the pack off, and shimmying on through. So it was like an arduous process. It was not easy. It was like trying to thread a needle, and hence the saying. So while it's not as impossible as a lot of people initially think it is still very, very hard. Because these possessions, the more you're thinking about the things of this earth, the less you're thinking about the things of our Father up there in heaven. Now, I believe that He taps us on the shoulder and whispers in our ear at times. He's that still, quiet voice. He's that voice of conscience that tells you, hey, are you sure you really want to do this? Is that the best thing to do? You ever get a feeling, right, that you should have said something at the time, and waiting is just as bad as not moving forward, right? And so that's why it's also important to forgive. Because if we don't forgive, it's like another anchor, it's another chain. It's holding us back. It's something else. It's keeping us from getting to God. All these things of the earth, all these relationships with people who are dust in the wind. I mean, how many of your friends, like, that you've known over the years, are you still friends with now that you talk to regularly? But where's God at? Still the same God. He's still there for you. He still loves you. He always will. And He's the only thing that never changes. The only other constant in this world is change itself. I would say death, but no, death has been conquered. So it isn't inevitable for everybody. Jesus conquered death 2,000 years ago, and give or take a few decades. But He did. And all we got to do is accept that gift of Jesus Christ, the one true God, and He will show up. All you gotta do is knock. I mean, whenever I first started believing, guys, I didn't really, I was fake it till you make it. I told him, this is literally my prayer. Like, I'm not gonna say verbatim, but pretty much. Whoa, it just struck over there. I said, God, I may not believe in you right now, but I want to, and my way's not working. So please show me the way. And I commenced as if God was real. I took Him at His word that He was real. I believed without any evidence. See, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not yet seen. And with little did I know, I was acting in faith. I was acting like Abraham at that time. And you can do it too. So even in the hard times, especially in the hard times when you can't feel God, like it's not like obvious that He's there. Like right now, I feel it's obvious God's here right now. I can feel it in the air. Now, a science nerd would say it was the electricity. I'm feeling ionized particles in the air are, I think God is everywhere and all around us and is actually the water itself, you know. But because nothing lives without water, right? It's the sustainer of all life. And God's the sustainer of all life too, huh? And Jesus, he walked on the water. Who did God choose to uplift? I mean, there's symbolism in everything. If you go through the Bible, guys, even though it has changed over the years for various reasons I'm not going to get into right now, it's still the most truthful book ever written, and God will show you the way. He'll show you through the things that are confusing. There's confusing parts of the Bible. Those are where the nuggets are at, the gold nuggets of truth. Those are what cause you to think about it. And thinking is a synonym for meditation. And meditation is just rumination, and these synonyms are important because our vocabulary has been so vastly diminished so as to make our thinking diminished. We can't think outside of our minds, folks. So if we don't have a word for something, it tends to be easily forgotten, right? Like if let's say I saw the flying spaghetti monster fly by, right? So essentially pasta with meat sauce flying, and it has appendages and all that, and it just flew by. I instantly, flying spaghetti monster, what does that elicit in your mind? It draws what I just described to you, just with a word. And that's the beauty of language, is this our ability to impart ideas to one another. It's our brain's interface with each other is vocabulary. So whilst they're saying that you're going to interface with machines, you're going to talk with machines, you already are talking with machines. You've made the machines. They're not sentient. They're silicone. There's no water. There's no life. There's no God in them. They're just an interface for something else, something that doesn't have a body, that walks around on this earth bodiless. Can't get into heaven or hell. And what would that be? The fallen ones are locked up. They're children's spirit, the Nephilim, the ones of old, the ones that were like in Noah's time. Now, because it's going to be like it was in the days of Noah when Jesus returns, it's going to be like that, and that's the way it's going to now. They're seeking to mix the iron with the miry clay, and then that concoction, but the two shall not cleave to one to another, and shall break apart, just as iron does not mix with clay. Machinery, computers is the iron, the clay is man, for we are made of the dust of the earth. And he shaped us out of clay in a lot of Jewish mythologies. And Adam literally means dirt of the earth. So that's what he's going to do. And so I said all of that to say that Jesus is the way, the truth, and the light. He sent his solution 2,000 years ago, and the Bible has the answers. It's pointing you to what's going on right now. But as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the coming of the Son of Man. So, God promised there's not going to be another flood, but there is going to be a lot of flooding. So the whole world's not going to be flooded, but in one event on its own, wormwood, a mountain falling from the heavens, that's going to kill a third of the things left upon the earth. Now, folks, you don't got to be scared of any of this. Death is just like, do you think a butterfly, so let me take a little quick side step. Do you think a caterpillar is afraid of dying? Does a caterpillar die? Has a caterpillar ever died? Ever? I mean, of course they've been eaten and stuff, you know what I mean? They've drowned, they've been squashed, Caterpillars have died like that, but have they, if everything goes perfectly, peachy keen, and you get all the way through and they make their cocoon, their chrysalis, whichever one it happens to be, they go through. Did that caterpillar die, or did it change? Was its true form, the most beautiful form, its final form that it was meant to be, it finally reached that form only after it had to take that leap and give itself over to, it's faith. Because it's not like the thing makes a cocoon and then it hands it over and it's like, all right, guys, you're going to take care of me, right? You're going to bring me back. You're going to keep me alive. That's what we keep asking doctors to do. That's what we keep asking all these other things to do. Hey, keep us alive. Hell, these machines keep me alive. What you're doing is you're keeping the caterpillar from becoming the butterfly. That's all it is. You're keeping, it's like stunting a caterpillar's growth or changing his genes so he never turns into the butterfly. Yeah, that caterpillar will never die. He'll keep going on and on forever. But it's not meant to be. It's a waste. It's a waste of its potential, and it's sad, and it's evil because it's to live backwards. Which, funny enough, is how you spell evil. Is to live backwards. Rebellion is simply doing something that you know you're not supposed to. Sin gets us all, and a lot of times we can't help it because we're in the flesh and we've been programmed and trained by parents who are sinners, and we're even taught by pastors who are sinners, and we've got the telephone game with how we're supposed to be. That's why we need the Bible. That's why we need an anchor that doesn't change. And I know I'm going on and on about this, but it's the secret to it all. That's the secret to the universe, is connect with Jesus, connect with Christ. Because he's the way you connect with the Creator, with God. How lucky we are that Jesus has came already. The people before, they didn't have Jesus. They were looking forward to him. Now, they had the prophets. God's never left us without someone to take care of us. Wow, look at all these lights, guys. Look at all of it. It's amazing. You see me? Hey, guys. Look at it all. Look at it all. Look at this. Wow. It dropped off. I lost the two people I had. There you go. Look at this. Plasma apocalypse, Waverly, Minnesota. Look at this lightning storm. It's been going for a long time now. Look at that. Lightning crashes. Justin Stafish was right. Look at that, guys. How's everybody doing out there? So I was talking a little bit about Christ out here in this lightning storm just a few minutes ago. I've been out here for about 25 minutes now, and it's been going like this nonstop. It's finally thundering. For the longest time, it wasn't even thundering. Like, it's an electric storm for sure. Whoa, guys, look at this. Whoa, that just traced across the whole sky. Wow. So, for you guys who don't know, lightning is the buildup of static charge when particles in the cloud rub up against each other, and it creates static. Just like when you wear wool socks and you walk across the carpet and you're brushing your feet together, you'll feel your hair start to stand on end. That's showing you that you're building up a static charge. You're building up a positive charge of electrons. Now it's going to seek to discharge, and that's what the pop is. Whenever you touch the what do you call it, the door handle, and it zaps you. Or like me, I always end up touching my dog and it zaps her. she thinks I did it on purpose, like I bit her or something. Old Maggie. But it's a static charge that builds up from all the dust particles and all those particulates that are up in the upper atmosphere colliding together. Whoa, what was that? Did you see that? Oh, I hope it was on camera. It really looked like some sort of craft flying up there, just illuminated by the light just for a split second. Maybe I'm tripping, probably am, but that was wild. Look at it, it's non-stop. It's electric. But the static charge eventually builds up so much that the lightning, it fires off. It's just a big static charge, and typically when it strikes the ground, because electricity always seeks the ground, it always comes towards the earth, because this is an electrical system. All of this is electricity and magnetism. It explains it all. Right there we seem to have a pretty hot spot. If you'll see, lightning struck right in the same spot dozens of times now. So there goes that myth, like I said earlier. Lightning crashing. Look at that. Same spot. I don't have this on repeat, guys. This is happening live. Live right here, Waverly, Minnesota. So earlier today, there was a lot of HAARP clouds. Whoa. Woo. I'm going in, guys. Come on, Maggie.